So I've come over early to try and beat the heat because it's just getting too warm. So I'm coming over in the mornings very early and then coming back over later on to do watering and things. But I've come over today because I want to harvest some potatoes. I've even got some runner beans in the polytunnel, some cabbage and whatnot, because I want to go home and have a nice roast today, fresh off the plot. That's my plan. The pond is looking absolutely beautiful. All the gravel now is settled and all the plants. I've got a few more plants to bring over. I've had a good sort out of my pond. I brought some over, but I've got a few more that I want to bring over as well. So yeah, I'm really happy with this pond. So happy. So we've got a couple of runner beans as well, so they'll definitely be going on the plate today. While I'm up here, I bought myself a new fitment for this tank. So hopefully then I can fit a hose pipe to there. Perfect. So I've collected some beans, collected some potatoes. Let's go get some more veg from down the grapevine garden. That's not a bad little harvest. Kohlrabi, broccoli, cabbage, new potatoes and a swede. Lovely. I think I'll do the elephant garlic as well because that's been itching for weeks and I think it's ready. Let's get it out. Oh. Perfect. Absolutely perfect. So I've decided to do my last sowing of beetroot now. I had a failure of beetroot earlier on because of all the heat, they bolted, but I had a few, but they weren't the best. So I'm going to do Detroit 2, and I'm also going to do a mixed one of different colours, and there's also some candy stripe ones in there I can see as well. So hopefully we'll have a good flush of beetroot later on the season. So I'm sowing them now in July, so I'm hoping I'll get them September, October, which will be perfect. They'll be planted up on the fig and olive plot in a little bit of shade, and you'll also get some sun as well. So fingers crossed we'll have some beetroot. So beetroot is quite weird because each seed is a cluster of seeds. So I'm going to put 2 in each hole, just in case I fail safe. Now it doesn't matter, actually I'm going to put 3 in each, and you can multi-sow these, so I think that's what I'm going to do. So I'll put 3 in each. Hopefully then we'll have some beetroot. I'm going to do a whole tray of these because what have you got to lose, you know? It's a couple of pence, do you know what I mean? So at least I'll get some beetroot for later on. I don't actually like beetroot, but I know a lot of my family and my friends are waiting for it, so hopefully they'll get some nice beetroot. So because I'm doing a mixed variation, one of them I kind of might like, so fingers crossed. I kind of like the, you know, the pink and the white stripe one on here, so I'll pop it on the screen now. I think that one looks quite fun, so hopefully I'll like one of them. So I've not filmed loads today at the plot, which is okay, you know. It's nice to have a day just for myself without filming, and I got so much done. I sorted out all the plot, I pruned all the tomatoes, and so they're all up now. They're all stringed up, they're all shooting up those strings. but I noticed how much nature is actually visiting this plot. The amount of birds that have flown into the sweet peas today, and I thought they were after the peas, but on closer inspection they were actually after the bugs. But it was really nice to see them flying down, drinking out the pond, and, you know, visiting the feeders. And I can see them now taking the black fly off the beans, which is quite nice. I thought they were pinching the beads and the flowers, but I'm glad they're not. They can be crafty, you know, these birds. But I've ordered myself a trail cam, so I'm going to pop that up and put it over the pond area, and hopefully we'll capture some nice, you know, creatures, and hopefully some hedgehogs visiting the pond. So Mark, another plot holder who's featured on the channel before, where we've cut down trees in storms, and he's helped me with moving tanks up, and, you know, he's a friend on the plot as well. But he also rescues hedgehogs as well, so he's agreed to introduce some more hedgehogs to the site, which is fantastic. And he's going to release one on the plot as well. So the fig and olive plot, hopefully, we'll have some hedgehogs that might live under the shed. I think there's some under there already, but who knows? He's going to introduce another one, so hopefully there'll be a resident on the plot. We can see them then drinking at the pond and just living off the plot. So that should be coming up soon. So with the nature cam that I've ordered, the trail cam, I'm going to fit it up so it's pointing at the pond for now. Hopefully we'll see more than just birds visiting, but we'll see. I'm hoping that that'll become a feature on the channel. So if you are interested in that, pop it in the comments below. Let me know if you'd like to have certain areas of the plots, this one or the grapevine garden, filmed, and hopefully we'll see more. And I think I'm going to be thoroughly shocked by what's actually visiting my plot. Hopefully it's not plot holders pinching veg, because that's not why I want it, but fingers crossed it's not for that. So I've harvested some salad for my tea later on, some lettuces, red onion, spring onion, and also some rocket. So that'll be fantastic for my tea. I've also cleaned off the elephant garlic. I've given a few away, but they look absolutely fantastic. Look how huge they are this year. I know for a fact that these are going to produce huge elephant garlic next year. So I'll plant them now, middle of October, and then I'll harvest them again, middle of June. There seems to be a little baby bird here, and I don't know why. Oh, there he is. I thought he was stuck on the nets then. So like I mentioned, all the tomatoes now are stringed up on this side. They've been pruned right back, and hopefully now they'll shoot up these strings in a couple of weeks' time. Like most people, they sowed later on in the season, and I actually think that was the worst thing I did this year. I listened to most people who said, oh, we're going to sow later on this year. But I personally think end of January, start of February has always been a perfect time for me, and I left it later. And honestly, due to the weather we've had these last couple of months, I think it would have been better if I wouldn't have steered on caution and actually sowed a bit earlier. So lesson learned, I'm going to go with my gut, not what everyone else does. And next year I'll be sowing again back at the end of January. Each to their own, and people do it different ways, but I've always found that time's perfect for me. And I listen to most people on social media as well saying I'm going to do it a bit later, but it actually means that by now I'm normally harvesting tomatoes, and for my climate it seemed to always work well. But for some reason I listened, and I'm now waiting for tomatoes. So I've noticed inside here there is an absolute beauty of a cauliflower. I've covered him over like I normally do to keep the sun off it, but look at that, absolute beautiful. So this was all the spare plants I had, and I'm glad that I planted this up, to be honest, because it's in the shade. It's not getting loads of sun, but it's getting evening sun, and for some reason it's all working well in there. So if you've got a spare bed next year, why not plant all your extra little volunteers and all the extra little plants that you normally cull and throw away. Chuck them all in bed. What's the worst that can happen? So I've noticed on this arch that the Greek gigantes are white, 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 and red. Now I know they're all Greek gigantes because they were all white, big beans, and they've all come from the same place. So for some reason they have gone red. Now I spoke to Will over at the Flying Gardener because I sent him some as well, and when he's got one red one as well. So maybe this is like a new variation. Maybe it's cross-pollinated with the Scarlet Emperor or something. I don't know, but we'll see what happens to this red vine here. The leaves are huge as well, like the Greek gigantes, but maybe this is going to be a new variation. The nasturtiums are bombarding this, but it's doing well. It's covering the soil, it's not drying out, and the banana plant is doing well here too. Over here, the leeks, as you've seen now, are starting to perk up. They're doing their thing, and also courgettes. The courgettes are coming well here. Within a couple of days, I'll be harvesting some of those yellow ones for sure. So these archways are going to need some chicken wire added, because these pumpkins now are going to need to trail up these, and they're going to need something to hang on more than just these bars. So I think I'm going to have to get some chicken wire. I had a lovely lunch over here today. I boiled some potatoes out of one of the buckets. It was absolutely stunning in the shed to have those with my lunch that I brought over. And it's nothing better than pulling up some spuds or some veg, growing it straight on the plot. And I am going to, in another video, cook a whole meal from this plot. So stay tuned for that. I just want to say a huge thank you to everyone who watched my last video and subscribed, and also popped over to Instagram and followed me over there as well. I had such an influx of followers over there, and it was really nice to see that a lot of you have added me over to that platform as well, and you can keep an eye on the daily updates over there as well. I'll pop it again here now as well, just in case you didn't, but thank you so much for that. The remaining metal trim that I had from Vivo, I put around here in a more of a circular pattern, and I'm going to fill this now with some compost and some manure. I've already started throwing in all the old compost that I've got, and this will be a nice circle here. I'm going to put some flowers in there as well. More flowers, more beds, more pollinators. So it's been nice and cool today. There's a little fine rain in the air. It's just been a day where I've just enjoyed chilling out, having my lunch, assessing what needs to be done next, and just doing little jobs rather than just coming over and just doing job after job after job. Use your garden, use your allotment for some relaxing as well. Don't just think it's a constant chore all the time, because you will resent in the end. I'm Danny, and this is The Grapevine Garden.